What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Not So Pro Fantasy Football Talk. It's Tuesday. You already know what that means. That means we are doing live Q&A for fantasy football. If you guys haven't yet, I highly suggest go checking out the two videos that we put out today. Number one is the waiver wire pickups video. Some number one guys that you want to get out there as your main priority for the waiver wire. Number two is a new segment that we're releasing. It is with Vincent, our health analysis. That's the guy that's going to give you all the analysis for injured players that are really concerning towards football and who to replace them with or who to look out for. We already got our first guy over here. Liam, what's going on, dude? Miss you, bud. Hope you're doing all right. I hope you're excited for the Chargers coming off a bye week, man, because we are going to be talking about some Chargers players today. I'm not talking about Herbert. I'm not even talking about Eckler. Let's talk about Palmer, and let's also talk about Johnson, who's going to come out of the bye week as the wide receiver too. It says, can I only stay for 20 minutes, but I'm here for the start. Heck yeah, dude. Peep the first ever NSP logo right here on my right, but your left. I think that's how it works here. So trying to get adjusted to this. But that is the first NSP logo that we've ever used. And right now our current one's the third one. So a little flash, right? A blast from the past. But thank you so much for being here, Liam. A lot of people's main concern this upcoming week is not so much buys. We only got two teams that are on bye. Number one being the Green Bay Packers, and number two being the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Green Bay Packers could be some worrisome, I would say, about Aaron Jones, but yeah, he's already missed 3 weeks right now. He's going to be gone for a fourth, but this is due to a bye, not through injury, but gives him plenty of time, hopefully plenty of time to come back, get healthy, and be that Aaron Jones that we all know and love to have on our fantasy team, right? Another guy that you may have on fantasy, which after yesterday, I think you're probably going to drop him, is Jordan Love, right? If you guys are, suffering through getting a quarterback, a good, consistent quarterback, you may have had Jordan Love on your team. He's going to go out to buy, gives you a chance to go out there, experiment, or maybe give Joe Burrow another shot if you're the one of those that had Joe Burrow on their team. I know I sat out Joe Burrow this past week, and I was just like, dude, seriously, you want to pop off now? I just picked up CJ Stroud, and he didn't have the worst game. He had 14 points, so I can't complain. But going on to the Pittsburgh side, I'm not trying to jump over things. Like, I know we got Romeo Doubs, who didn't have a great game last night. We also have Christian Watson, who wasn't the hottest. What's going on, Vince? Appreciate you joining us here live.
For sure. What's up, man? What's going on?
Nothing, man. I just talked about our two videos that we released today. One of them being a waiver wire pickup, and another one being a fantasy football injury update, which I love the fact that you included the offensive lineman there. So I appreciate the shout out. I really did like it. So hopefully y'all saw those videos and found that helpful to pick up some players, or, be on the lookout for how long these guys are going to be out. But Liam says, rate my 14-man half PPR team. He has Herbert, Deshaun Watson at QB, Saquon, Mixon, Jacobs, Elijah Mitchell at running back, Keenan, Zay, I hope it's Zay Flowers, Tank Dell at wide receiver, Kincaid, and Jonnu Smith at tight end. For a 14-man league, this ain't bad. I'm not mad at it, right? But there's one thing that I was talking about with a good friend of mine today, was about Saquon Barkley, right? They're like, hey, what's going on with Saquon? What do we do? When is he going to come back? I said, at this point, there's no rush to bring him back. I mean, really, why would you rush someone in to bring him back? Because what are the Giants fighting for? Are they fighting for a playoff spot? It doesn't look like it, right? Because another thing too is Daniel Jones is out, and he could be out for quite a bit of time. According to Vincent's video, if it's like the similar injury he had prior, he could be out to 5 weeks or maybe the rest of the season. Little shout out to you there, Vince. So, I mean, without Daniel Jones there, do you see any rush or any priority to bring Saquon back, to rush him back, so they could be somewhat of a contender these upcoming weeks?
So I think there's only one reason why they might rush him back, and that's because he wants to play. Saquon is only on a 1 year deal, if I'm correct, there with the New York Giants. I believe it was like 1 year, like
Mm-hmm.
11 million or something like that, with some incentives in there.
11
So
and a half.
11 and a half. There you go. There you go. But yeah, so I think the New York Giants won't rush him back because from what they've seen so far this season, I think they're happy with what they're getting from him. So again, Daniel Jones being out for possibly a long time. We'll see what happens there, waiting for an MRI and the CAT scans, everything like that. But Saquon has a lot to play for in his own perspective, because if the Giants don't want to sign him next year, he's got to have some good tape. So I don't think it's so much that the New York Giants organization wants him to come back quickly. I think it's that he wants himself to get the playing time that he needs so he can get another contract extension or sign with someone else for some big money.
That's very true, right? We talked about that with Jonathan Taylor. It's not the fact that if he wants to play for the Colts or not. He has to come. He has to show out. Yes, I know he got paid, so good for him. But that's another guy I want to talk about a little bit later on. But going on with your team, I see that you said Flowers. So you do have Zay Flowers on your team, which I absolutely love. Great for you. Actually, in my cheat sheet that I released today, I have OBJ and Rashad Bateman as droppable candidates. I am not impressed with the production they have. I'm not impressed with the offense that the Ravens are running with. It looks pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty bad, and you can't even rely on any running back out there, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, or that upcoming. But it's just it- I have them as droppable candidates. You should definitely be super excited about Zay Flowers. A lot more production going forward if Lamar learns how to throw the ball correctly. Liam says, should I keep Breida then? I have claimed to get Cleveland defense and drop him. I'm getting Cleveland defense for the next 3 weeks. Indy, Seattle, Arizona, next 3 games after SF. I mean, that is awesome. It's kind of, I see what you're doing, right? You're looking for the back half, right? So you don't want to start them against the 49ers. That's for dang sure. The Cowboys learned that very quickly. But I will say that Breida is droppable, right? As a Chargers fan, I compared him earlier today to this individual. I compared him to a Joshua Kelly, right? You have Giants are not a great offense, but you have a good offense over there with Los Angeles who could potentially have a great running back. You put Joshua Kelly to plug and play, does not happen. And I think that's happening with Matt Breida. I think he's a droppable candidate. Brandon says, "What's up? Didn't know y'all went live tonight. We go live every Tuesday, 6:30 Central Time, bud. And stay tuned because we are announcing our giveaway today. And trust me, Brandon, you might like this one. Chaka is back, dude. What's going on, Chaka? Love the name, love the profile pic. Says trade Zach Moss for Christian Watson PPR. If you have Zach Moss is an absolute sell high candidate right now. You have to sell him, and this is why. Okay, going into the Indianapolis Colts game, we knew Anthony Richardson. I mean, no, we did it right. Anthony Richardson got injured, so you're gonna see more of a run game. And Zach Moss just went off, right? He looked really good, which is great if you're trying to trade. But I see Liam. I'll get to you right now, Liam. It's great if you want to trade because they did announce that Jonathan Taylor was on a snap count. Now, no one expected how slim of a snap count that he was going to be on. I mean, 10 snaps is just not enough.
It's nothing, bro.
It's embarrassing, honestly. So going forward, they did pay the man, so he better perform like he's the man. And like Vince said in his medical video, they still have a chance to win that division. He better go out there and better show out. Even with Gardner Minshew, I actually like him as a quarterback. What do you think here? Should he trade Zach Moss for Christian Watson?
I think that's possibly the best thing he can do. I'm assuming that Chaka needs a wide receiver here. So Zach Moss is a great guy to get that for. Christian Watson should be playing a lot better going into these next few weeks after the bye. That team just needs to get healthy, man. Aaron Jones being absent after playing last week on limited snaps is so bizarre. But I think once Aaron Jones is back, the passing game will be back too, and hopefully that's the case. Christian Watson is a buy low candidate in my opinion. I'm not too sure if you put that in your video, AJ, but yeah, after that poor performance by every single Packers player this past week, I feel like it's a buy low situation.
The buy low videos do come out on Friday, Vince. Fridays. Liam says, please, not a Cowgirls giveaway, AJ. Hey, man, you got to stay tuned. And remember, we don't get to pick who the giveaway is. We get it at random. So it's a, high risk, high reward type of deal. Brandon says, let's go. I forgot about the giveaway being today. It's going to be announced today. The giveaway the winner of the giveaway won't be announced this upcoming Monday, but the following Monday. We're going to give everyone a chance out there. We're going to release a TikTok and a YouTube short so people can get involved, get subscribed, tell their friends, and potentially find extra ways to enter into this giveaway. No, it's not a Cowboys giveaway. It's what it says. It'll be Baker. Hey, if it'll be Baker, that'd be pretty cool, right? I mean, it'll be cool to have like a signed bandana or sweatband.
Oh, that would be cool.
Leo says Cowboys merch ain't worth anything after Sunday's performance. Yeah, I mean, Sunday's performance was kind of bad for the Cowboys. It was great for the Niners, right? And I've been telling these guys this for years now, right? You put a guy who could throw, who's a smart quarterback in that backfield, and it will make a world of a difference. And you could clearly see that it is making a world of a difference out there compared to having someone like Jimmy G, which still had a good winning percentage, but we had to suffer. He was averaging like 3 interceptions a game. That was
Yeah.
yeah, and Dak Prescott 3 interceptions that game. How ironic. But Vince, I mean, one of the biggest questions out there is Justin Jefferson, right? Justin Jefferson is going to be missing some time. He just got placed in the IR, so that means he's going to be missing at least 4 weeks.
At
Uh,
least 4 weeks.
at least 4 weeks. That means it must be really bad. Who's the guy to step up? Is KJ Osborne the answer? Is he the one to come in, take that wide receiver 1 spot? Well, tell me, Vince, what's going on?
Hey man, so I did a little bit of digging this past weekend. After that game, I wasn't able to watch it. I was attending church at the time, so I didn't even know Justin Jefferson got hurt. That is the reason why he was not in my medical hour video. And even if he was, I mean, we didn't get any real information on how serious this injury was until Monday. So seeing him go on IR after just having a hamstring injury in that game was bizarre. So I'm guessing it's pretty bad. I'm pretty sure it's more than just a hamstring injury. There might have been some damage that had been done. But at this point in time, if I'm being honest, KJ Osborne is a good guy to get. He's not going to be a wide receiver 1 type of guy, but he will get some good snaps. But there's another guy that I'm looking at, and that is Brandon Powell. He came in, he started playing good. I'm pretty sure AJ already knows this, but Brandon Powell played pretty good. I will just read out his stats: 4 receptions, 43 yards, as well as a TD, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have that on here, but he's been doing well ever since that game. So I'm looking for him to be the wide receiver 3. He should get you some good points. And he's available in every single league on Sleeper Fantasy. So for you guys looking for those deep sleepers, for those guys who are actually on the waiver wire, this guy is. So pick him up. Brandon Powell plays for the Vikings. That's who should probably slide in with Jefferson out for the next 4 weeks.
I gotta give kudos to Vincent every single time because he always finds those deep sleepers, right? Everyone's like, oh, it's obvious. It's gonna be KJ Osborne. And then he comes out with, oh, it's some guy named Powell. Like, who the hell is Powell? Right. But I mean, Vincent has hit on a lot of these picks. He's always done it since we started this YouTube channel. But I mean, kudos to Vince. And man, I got some exciting news to share. We just got qualified. We're not 100% qualified yet, right? But we hit 500 subscribers, so that means we're unlocking some stuff here on YouTube. So one thing that we have to increase is our watch time. So if y'all are watching our live streams, which our live streams are actually helping out big time, because we got some great people like Brandon, like Liam, who are in here from start to finish, who increase our watch times. We're going to be able to unlock super chats, special perks for certain subscribers, so y'all can become members as an NSP member, which we like to call NSP Gold members in our Discord. And also, we might even have to start up our own shop because we will be allowed to here on YouTube. So a
Mhm.
lot of cool stuff coming forward. We have to hit our viewer mark, which is like 3,000 hours of views, which sounds crazy, but I know with y'all's help, we could get to it no problem, just like how we got to 500 subscribers. Can't appreciate you guys enough. Like I said, we will be announcing the giveaway here during this live stream. Remember, it's just an announcement. The giveaway will take place in almost 2 weeks, a little bit less than that. I don't ever say we them boys. That's 2012. Brandon, I'm kind of confused, man. I don't know if you're a Cowboys fan or if you're a Texans fan. I mean, if you appreciate both teams, that's all cool, man. I'm a big Niners fan, but I'll always appreciate the Cincinnati Bengals. Always. That's just me. Mr. Prune, what's going on? I'm kind of disappointed you don't have a Chick-fil-A question, man. But it says, should I trade JJ, Josh Jacobs, and Addison for Adams and Mixon? I think at this point, uh, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Just because why? Like, why would you? Uh, Addison is going to start producing some big time points now that Justin Jefferson's out. So you're good even when Justin Jefferson comes back. And Josh Jacobs finally seems like he found his rhythm, right? And you're getting
Yep.
Joe Mixon, who's continuing to struggle. They are finding themselves. I do like him, and I said to go buy low on him. I still agree, but this is not buying low. This is a straight up purchase, right? And Adams is going low right now because he did play the pass game with an injury, didn't produce that much, but that's like I said, he's going low right now. You're buying at price, at store price. Would you agree here, Vince?
Yeah, man, I think you're giving away too much. Yes, you are receiving Adams who can go off every other week or so. Mixon is going to be that bell cow as always, as AJ has said throughout the offseason and the start of the season. Mixon's just a guy to keep. Uh, but I think giving up JJ, Josh Jacobs, the other JJ, and Addison, who is going to have a big role now. Of course, he's not, that every down type of guy where he's going to run slants and stuff like that, but he has the opportunities to get those long touchdowns that people are looking for in fantasy. And I think that's what this guy who wants to trade with you is doing. He knows that JJ is going to come back eventually. He's going to pop off. Josh Jacobs is starting to heat up, and Addison is going to have a bigger role now in that Vikings offense. So, yes, Adams and Mixon are pretty tempting, but I think that's just too much to give away.
Yeah, like I said, you want to buy low on these guys, right? You still want to get them, but you don't want to get for asking price.
Yeah.
Brandon says, I still remind Reed about the touchdown catch on the Packers in the playoffs. Refs even said after the game it was a touchdown. Hey man, um, you gotta be careful, okay? Being a Cowboys fan, people would remind you a lot of stuff. Liam says I could get 3,000 hours by the end of the month. Heck yeah, man! But
Hey, we
as
love
many
it.
times as much videos as we put out and how many lives we go a week, heck yeah, we could get it by the end of the month. I think we could get it in 2 weeks if I could be completely honest with you guys. Mr. Grapefruit said, would a Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Brees Hall owner take Calvin Ridley, Puka Nakua, or CD Lamb for Henry or Barkley PPR? I would say right now, you go out there and you sell Derrick Henry. And
Yep.
this is why I like Derrick Henry. And every single week, he has the potential to score 20 plus points every single week. But every single week, this guy has a legit potential to score 5 to 6 points. Okay. His production is only good if the Tennessee Titans are doing good. Now, how many bets are you willing to take this year that the Tennessee Titans are going to be doing good in order for him to do good? Right. And then he's splitting the reps 50-50 with Ty J Spears. So I'll say if you could get any one of those guys, I'll try to go for CD Lamb. If you could trade Derrick Henry for CD Lamb, I'll go for it. Next up, I'll go Calvin Ridley, and then last we'll go Puka Nakua. That's just me. But you agree here, Vince?
I do, man. I had the opportunity to trade Derrick Henry about 2 weeks ago, and I'm kicking myself
Thank
in
you,
the
Liam.
butt right now. So I wish I would have done it, seeing how Tyjae Spears is taking over that backfield little by little.
No problem, Mr. Prune. Thank you for the question. And if you guys are in the comment section, we get to every single comment. Don't you worry about that, or every single question, I should say. Reed says, not a catch. Thank you, Liam, for being here, man. Hope you have a great rest of the night. ZDs says he's a Twitch watcher. So thank you for joining us all the way from Twitch. I know how far that is. It could be quite a drive. 10 team full PPR. He has Tutu and Monty for Devontae Adams. My running back depth I'd be left with is as follows: CMC, um,
Alvin
AK,
Kamara.
Alvin Kamara, James Cook, and Cam Akers. Not the biggest fan of Cam Akers, but if you trade Tutu and Monty for Devontae, man, it's just Monty's so hot, man. He's so
Yeah.
hot. And you want to trade him for Devontae, but you do have CMC, Alvin Kamara, and James Cook, which James Cook is falling in production. I would say if you are in absolute need of wide receiver, then do it. But I feel like in a way you could get a little bit more for Montgomery at this point. Yeah, especially since you're putting two players in there. What do you think here, Vince?
Yeah, man. From looking at what he said for his running back depth, I would try to get maybe a different receiver. I know Tutu, his production's gonna drop very much. So you're trying to get as much as you can out of him. But I would try to hold on to Monty and get rid of James Cook. I've been looking at his numbers too, and his numbers have been falling. The touches that he gets there on that stacked roster for the Bills is not what we've been expecting. Yes, he's still fantasy relevant, but I feel like Monty will continue to be fantasy relevant. It's just the way that the injuries are working out there. He's the bell cow, in my opinion. Yes, he's got guys behind him, but he's going to continue to still carry that workload and get the red zone touches that you want. So
Yeah.
I think hold on to Monty for sure.
Yes, Liam is a Chargers fan. Says the refs ruined Tony Romo's career. I don't think it's entirely the refs. I think the media ruined Tony Romo's career. I mean, you see that a lot. I mean, I can relate that with the Niners. Look at Alex Smith, all the hype that came in when Colin Kaepernick was doing good when he went in for an injured Alex Smith, and the following year we trade him. I didn't like that whatsoever. I felt like that was very wrong to do, but it was all because of the media. Mr. Prune says, who's winning in a fight? Large Chick-fil-A fries or a quarter pounder Big Mac? Oh man, that's a mismatch right there. If you ask me, you're having fries. I get it. Their waffle fries are great. Going against a Big Mac, I'm not the biggest fan of the Big Mac, so I'm gonna have to go Chick-fil-A fries if they have the assistance of Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, man. That's why I was gonna go with the quarter pounder Big Mac, man. Just because it has the sauce already, it doesn't need to be accompanied. But yeah, I do love some Chick-fil-A fries, but I love it with that Chick-fil-A sauce for show.
For show, for show. And we are getting questions from the Discord. So if you guys are on the Discord, go ahead and join us live. Ask us these questions. Brandon, if you're out there, let them know, man. Let everyone else know, hey, man, NSP's live. If you ask us live, we will answer it live. So don't you worry about that. But I always appreciate a good Chick-fil-A question, Vince. Another injury that everyone is talking about is who should I pick up? Should I pick up this guy that I've never heard of before, Amari DiMercado? Right? I probably said that very wrong. I heard the way you said it, DiMercado. Very
Yeah, Di
nice.
Mercado. Yeah.
Very nice. But with James Conner looking to miss at least 2 weeks, that is pretty worrisome to James Conner fantasy football owners, even though y'all bashed on James Conner and decided to draft him in the 7th or 8th round. But that's whatever. Y'all are freaking out. Do I pick up Amari? Here are my notes on him. I don't expect him to be the quote unquote bell cow of that offense like James Conner was. I don't expect him to put up James Conner numbers. I do expect him to carry a pretty good workload. And what I mean by that is he may not be as, productive in the catching game, but he will get the, first, second, um, even third down runs in that offense, should getting you at least 10 to 14 points a game. But those are my notes on him. I don't know if you rank him higher when it comes to running backs, Vince, but This is a pretty, pretty good situation to take advantage of for fantasy football, especially if you're suffering for running backs.
Yeah, man. So I had James Conner as a running back 2, in my opinion. He gets great numbers, uh, but Mercado, I mean, I think he's just a flex at this point. You know, we've seen a lot of these running back 2s, and in this case, we didn't even think he was a running back 2. Uh, but he's in there. He's gonna do good, in my opinion, but it's not gonna be anything that you're expecting to for him to get 15 points a game. You know, it's something like 8 to 12. If he gets a touchdown, then yeah, he may have that 15-point game, but he's gonna need those touchdowns because he's running the ball quite well, but once he starts facing a little bit of tougher defenses, like the Seahawks defense in 2 weeks, he might not get that 15 points that you want. But that's just me being a little bit skeptical of him because he's on the Cardinals. But expect other guys like Zach Ertz and maybe even Brown to get more production because I feel like they're going to try to pass the ball a little bit more than run it.
Yeah, for sure, especially with James Conner out. Like I said, he was a big factor in the passing game. Mr. Prune says, just got a trade offer for Higgins and Brees Hall for Dobbs and Sun God. I I think Brees Hall is gonna be an absolute factor moving forward. I think this guy is someone who you want on your team. This guy's going to carry a huge workload, and trust me, the Jets are going to want to continue to pound the rock with Zach Wilson as quarterback. I don't know. Would you take this trade here, Vince?
In my opinion, uh, I think I just might if I was needing a running back because of course St. Brown is good, but he's hurt right now. And we don't know like what the status is going to be, if he's going to be good in 4 weeks, if he's going to be good like in 8 weeks, we don't know. We don't know if he's going to need surgery or anything like that. And Dobbs, I mean, I would love to say it Dubes, but now that Reed's not here, I actually do say it correctly. But Dobbs,
Just a troll.
he's he's all right. I had him in my starting lineup this week, and I was very disappointed. Do not know if it's just a fluke game, but in my opinion, he's not as consistent as I want him to be when Christian Watson is back. So that's my take on it. If you are getting Dobbs and St. Brown, I say no. But if you are getting Brees Hall and Higgins, I would possibly say yes. I feel like the Bengals are heating up just a little bit more. It looks like Joe Burrow's a little healthier. And once Higgins gets healthy, I mean, you should be A-okay to slide him into that wide receiver 2 position or that flex. So I think it's a decent trade.
Not bad. Yeah, if Mon, it just sucks that he's injured. We just don't know
Yeah.
the extent of his injury. It's weird. They're not saying anything, but moving on. Says this week my wide receiver room is screwed. JJ Higgins are injured and Watson has a bye. Hey, dude, hit up the
Oof.
waiver wires. Go look at KJ Osborne. Hopefully you're high on the waiver priority list. Go look at KJ Osborne. Another guy that not a lot of people are talking about is Joshua Palmer, who's still available in a lot of leagues. He's coming off a bye week, and I still believe that he is the wide receiver 2 as of now. So look up Joshua Palmer of the Los Angeles Chargers. But going forward, Brandon says, should I keep Tyler Boyd? He's facing a Seahawks defense. No offense, Vince. Start, not keep. So should he start Tyler Boyd? I'll let you take the mantle here just because you are a Seahawks fan and you are not biased. I will put that out there to all of our fans. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not biased at all. I know what our defense is. It is in the top 15 for both run defense and pass defense, but we do run a lot of zones, and I think that Tyler Boyd can take advantage of that. We're not the healthiest in the backfield, and we only have 2 guys that are actually pretty decent in man coverage. Um, So in my opinion, I think Tyler Boyd might get some good usage, especially since they are going to be playing in Cincinnati. Do I think the Bengals are going to win this game? No, but do I think it's going to be a close one down the stretch? Yes, and I do believe that the passing game is going to be very effective for the Bengals, especially for Jamar Chase. But I could also see Tyler Boyd getting about 10 points, and if he does get a touchdown miraculously, then that could be up to like 15, 16. So I think he's a good start in the flex, in my opinion. But don't be expecting humongous numbers.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Very disappointed this past week. Hey, I'm going to jump to this question just because I don't remember seeing his name here before. So, welcome to the live stream, Davor B. Davor B. Maybe I should say that better. But says, should I trade Laporta for Pittman? I have Mark Andrews. I think Laporta is worth way more than Pittman, in my opinion. I warned everyone about Pittman. He's going to show out. He's going to look good. But just like this is kind of bad to say, right? But you look at a girl, she's real nice, dolled up. Then you take her home, washes her makeup off, and it's a dude, right? So I think that's Pittman. That's my explanation of Pittman. I think you get a little bit more from Laporta. He is easily a top 5 tight end for fantasy in this league. Go out here and sell high. What do you think, Vince?
Yeah, man. I do like Pittman, but he is the smoke and mirrors guy. He's just the guy that gets receptions. If he had more touchdown presence, maybe I would say this is kind of a decent trade. But Michael Pittman is only a pass catcher. He's not a red zone threat, and Laporta is. I would say maybe even package Mark Andrews to get a receiver if you are needing receiver. Because Mark Andrews is good, but I think Laporta is way better this year. That team is a lot better on offense than Baltimore Ravens, in my opinion, at this point.
Heck yeah, especially with Amon-Ra out, Laporta is just killing the game. Brandon says y'all should make vlogs of apartment tours. Apartment tour? Why we should make vlog? I would like to hear a little bit more about that. Why would you want to see that from us? Mr. Prune says for flex, should I put JT, Ramondre, Ford, or Ferguson, assuming Higgins doesn't come back? Sorry, I'm looking over because I'm getting notifications on the Discord over here. But Falco Extreme, thank you so much for joining the Discord. I don't know if you're watching here live, but appreciate you, man. Ask us any question, we will answer it here live as well. But I have JT as a low tier flex this upcoming week. Hopefully they kind of push him out there a little bit more. Ferguson, I just don't trust Dak Prescott whatsoever. And Ramondre, I will cut him as well. Sharing the ball 50-50 with Ezekiel Elliott doesn't make any sense. And Mac Jones kind of sucks. So I'm kind of stuck between Ford and JT. Ford is going up against the San Francisco 49ers. So please keep in mind what the 49ers do to poor running backs like that. All right. Keep that in mind. So I think I'd run the risk, go with JT. This is a high risk, but also high reward type player.
Yeah, I definitely see him getting some more workload this week.
Heck yeah. Mr. Prue says, already have Joshua Palmer in my lineup, dude. I'm on top of it. I watch you guys. I already know what's up. His wide receivers this week is Addison and Palmer. By the way, I see you guys in the comment section. So don't worry. We get to every single question. I feel like I got this pretty low here. We get to every single question, so don't you worry about that. Some other guys you can go out and look out for. One, I feel like I have to include this dude is Josh Downs. He has been seeing some productivity for the Indianapolis Colts. I'm not too high on him. Josh Reynolds, if Amon-Ra misses another week, and Jonathan Mingo, who actually gets a lot of targets, but just not as productive. He has to turn up one day or another, right? Going forward, Brandon says thoughts on Kelsey assaulting coaches on the Eagles. I actually didn't see that. I didn't hear about that. Did you?
I did not, but then again, I didn't really watch their game. So, but I think he's talking about on their podcast or something like that.
Yeah. I know what you're
New
talking
Heights.
about. We don't watch those podcasts. Okay, Brandon, they already have enough money, dude. Come on, you know better.
Thank you.
Joseph Longoria, look at that. Oh, all
Ooh,
around me are familiar
J-Lo.
faces, dude. Says Addison gonna ball out without Jay Jettas. Honestly, I don't think Addison's going to step into the Jay Jetta's role. He will step into the wide receiver one role, but you guys got to remember he's not Justin Jefferson, right? He's not a Puka Nacua who's going to step into a Cooper Kupp. He is going to get to see a higher volume and he's going to produce a lot of points for fantasy football. Just don't expect him to be the Justin Jefferson going forward. Okay. They're going to see a lot of targets go to KG Osborne's way and even some targets going to, what's his name again, Vince? Palmer? No.
Oh, Brandon. I don't even remember his name, honestly. Brandon Powell.
Powell. There you go. So I think you're going to get to see that a little bit split up. I don't believe he's stepping right into his position. He's definitely going to be the lead wide receiver out there. But yeah, he should be able to eat some fantasy points. You should be very excited if you have him. Ray, what's going on, Ray? Appreciate you being here live with us. He says, drop Ferguson for Schultz, Logan Thomas, or Ertz. Again with these questions, let's ask the tight end guy himself. Even though that I make these sheets every single week, I know for a fact, Ray, that you don't watch it or you don't look at it. What?
Me?
No, I'm talking to Ray.
Oh, I heard my name. I was like, what? How did I get attacked so quick?
No. And by the way, if you guys are in the comment section, we answer every single comment out there. So be patient. We'll get to every single one of y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. What do you think here, Vince? What does he pick up?
Hey, yeah, I've been talking about one guy for like the past 3 weeks, and yeah, I don't make videos like AJ over fantasy, but I talk about tight ends every single week. And I'm very high on Logan Thomas, and I have been since he played Denver in week 2. This guy is just good. I even said to pick him up when he was in concussion protocol. That's how much I believe in this guy, and he showed us this week. He had 20 points. So he has one of the most favorable schedules for a tight end at this point in time. And going into the end of the season, he has the most favorable ones until you get to the championship game. So he's a guy to ride with through the playoffs, through the rest of the season. In my opinion, you can add him because, I mean, he's going to be good. Just trust me on this. Logan Thomas is your guy. Ertz will have really good games, but Logan Thomas is the most consistent tight end out there. He's going to get you 8+ points every single week.
For sure. He is on my waiver video. Brandon says, haha, apartment complex. Apartment tours, just content. He wants us to do apartment tours, Reed.
Why is he trying to stake up my apartment?
Jenna says, who would I try to get for D-Hop? So assuming that you're getting rid of D-Hop, you're probably in need of running backs, just like 50% of fantasy managers out there, right? For some reason, running backs just like, hey, you know what? I'm just not going to produce this year. Y'all have to deal with it. We totally got it wrong this preseason. We thought that wide receivers were going to be a delicacy.
You did.
You're the one that went Jay Jetta's first round. Okay.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
So go out there and get yourself a guy who people are sleeping on. Honestly, I'll trade D-Hop for Tony Pollard. Coming off of a few bad games, he is still getting the productivity that you want in a fantasy running back, despite him just totally throwing up all over the bed, talking to his mom at 3 o'clock in the morning, saying, "Mom, I throwed up." This guy is still a good fantasy running back. I throwed up. Oh man, but. Yeah, try to get someone like that who people are really not paying attention to. Try to get Austin Eckler. Do it right now. You have to get it right now. I don't know how bad I can stress that enough. But Ray says Jonathan Taylor or Jacoby Myers. I think I know my pick here. I think y'all know my pick here.
Is it Myers?
It's Myers, man.
I'm taking Myers as well.
I've been talking about this guy for how long now? Oh my gosh. And now that Myers had a 20+ point game, now I'm pretty. Now you guys want to compliment me? Like, come on, man. I like JT too, though. I do have him as a low tier flex this week. So I'll allow him to come back and get the grooves going.
And Jacoby's going against the Patriots defense this week, which has been abysmal as these past 2 weeks.
It is true.
What's up, Derek? What's going on, dude? Appreciate you being here, my man. Very true read, by the way. He says 10 teams, half PPR, 2 flex. Wow, 2 flex. That's actually a pretty good balance when you have a 10-man team league, right? Send Olave and Madison. Get Pollard. Thoughts? It's a double flex, but it is a 10-man league, right? So
I'm assuming he has a pretty stacked roster in order to be wanting to get rid of Madison as well as Olave. Yeah, they're not producing a lot, but I still feel like they're pretty productive. Especially if he's in a 0.5 PPR league. Yeah. So that's probably why he wants to get rid of Olave. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So I think it's fine, honestly.
I'll
I
say
think
do
Pollard,
it.
Pollard will get better throughout the season.
Mhm.
So I think this is a decent one, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Although I do have Chris Olave as a buy low candidate, I do think that once Derek Carr is 100% healthy, he should be seeing his normal target share. But I like Pollard way too much here. Reed, since you're so good at names, why won't you read this one?
It's multi. Is this a good trade? I received Alvin Kamara, running back, and Sam Laporta, tight end. I gave up Bijan Robinson and Cole Kmet and the Steelers defense.
Okay.
You
Defense,
know,
I don't care too much about because I stream defenses every single week. So I think defense is kind of like hey, I'm going to throw this in the trade as a little eye candy here. Bijan, I like Bijan a lot. And I'm not going to buy in 100% on Alvin Kamara just yet. But I mean, he's looking great. Am I right, guys? And
Yes.
he definitely improved. He released a Cole Kmet, which is on a horrible offense, but does see a lot of targets with a top 5 tight end for fantasy. I think somewhat if you're trying to upgrade your tight end position without really trying to compromise your running back, I think you hit it right, the nail right in the head. I think you did good.
Yeah, I don't like giving up Bijan, but I think overall it's okay.
We give him dubs.
We
Is that
give
what
you a
we're doing?
W. Yeah.
yeah.
My
I
the
say
only
it's,
one go to give him a dub.
I say it's a lateral dub,
Yeah.
a lateral dub,
That's an E.
an E.
But Ray says, I didn't have time to look. I was going, because I was teasing about not looking at our waiver pick'ems. Jenna says Logan Thomas or Cole Kmet. This is a good one because these guys
This
are
is
very similar situations. I'm going to give the edge slightly to Cole Kmet here, just because out there in Washington, Logan Thomas does lead the team with targets and in yards, but they throw the ball to like 10 different guys every single game.
yeah.
Cole Kmet, Justin Fields throws to 2 guys, and one of them is Cole Kmet. So I think I'd go with Cole Kmet. Y'all agree here?
I would, just because of his red zone presence. He has 3 touchdowns in the past 2 games, so you have to ride him while he's hot. Yeah, I just think that's the way to go, man. Cole Kmet, he's got what Reed's packing, you know.
Oh, okay. Whoa, hey. I love this next question here. Mr. Prune says, would you rather your barber give you a horrendous cut or eat the new Chick-fil-A sandwich for a month?
Jeez.
Honestly, I've had so many bad haircuts. I'd rather take a horrible haircut. And that's because I'm getting married in about 2.5 weeks. So much rather do that than eat that horrendous Chick-fil-A sandwich. Thank you for the question, Mr. Prune. Chef Inabi says trade Pierce and Laporta for Mixon. My other tight end is Andrews. What's the deal with everyone having Mark Andrews and Laporta as their tight end? What a great combo. Call me crazy, but I think I'd much rather have Laporta than Andrews. That's just me. But honestly, heck yeah, I don't trust Pierce out there. You see him on a roller coaster, right? Starts off game 1, week 1, sharing the ball 60%. And then week 2, he's the lead back at 80%. Week 3 or 4, back in at 60%. It's just like, hey, it's a 3-man committee over there, and that's what it is. Joe Mixon is not sharing the ball with anyone. I'll go Joe Mixon. I like this trade. Go for it. And Mark Andrews ain't bad either. I think you're muted there, Vince.
You are right. I said they're kind of similar in my opinion. I'm looking at their points and their spreads. It honestly, if you have one of them, you're good. My only thing is Sam Laporta is a little bit more. He's younger, so I think he has more to give in the tank throughout the rest of the season. But either tight end is good, my guy.
Very nice. Braves fan 527. I do believe this is a returning guy from Twitch. So thank you so much for traveling all the way from Twitch. I know how long of a drive that is. He says Stroud or T-Law this week. Who do we think, you guys? Stroud is going up against the Saints defense who shut out the Patriots. Are we going with Trevor Lawrence this week?
I'm gonna go with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm trying my best here to not want Trevor Lawrence.
AJ, what are you gonna do?
I'm trying to make hands up for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
Is that what we're doing? Trevor, Vince?
I
CJ scored
mean,
against the Saints defense.
yeah, I just don't like what Trevor Lawrence has been doing. He's not playing the best, but I think he's the safest option here against Indy. For some reason, I don't know why, but I think Stroud is going to do good this week, even if he's going up against the Saints. But I think Trevor Lawrence is a safe option.
Okay.
Safe option. Yes, very much true. Brandon says, I am 2-3 in both money leagues. Not stressing, just coming off a bye week for 90% of my players. Dang, 90% of your players. He took the read method. Who gives
He
a
did.
bleep about bye weeks? I saw someone in my league just trade Josh Allen for a defense.
Gosh.
Why did you vote against it? That's your fault.
Maybe the rest of the league just didn't care. Francisco Castro says 10-man 2 flex. My team is Trevor Lawrence, Pollard, Walker, Jefferson, St. Brown, Laporta, Debo, McLaurin. Think of trading at Brown for Olave and St. Brown. Didn't he say it, Brown? I thought you had St. Brown. Think of trading Brown for Olave and St. Brown, and trading Walker for Justin Herbert and Puka. I'm so lost.
Yeah, does he not have St. Brown?
Is he getting Equanimous?
Equanimous St. Brown?
No.
The hidden gem of a brother?
No, that would be stupid.
He's also in 2-3. I definitely I don't like getting Puka. I do think he'll be relevant for fantasy moving forward, but as a flex position, I would love if you could get Justin Herbert. You have Trevor Lawrence as your quarterback, so yeah, huge upgrade there. But I wouldn't get rid of Amon-Ra St. Brown for Olave and Karen. Oh, okay. I wouldn't hate it. Karen is the guy who's getting all the touches out there in the backfield. And Olave, I do have as a buy low candidate who I do believe will bounce back, but he's not going to be producing St. Brown numbers. Y'all doing this trade with him?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Vince?
I feel like it's an all right trade just because, St. Brown is up in limbo. We don't know when he's going to come back or if he's going to come back healthy at all within the next few weeks. But I was just looking at the Walker trade for Justin Herbert and Puka. I mean, it's not bad because Justin Herbert is doing very, very well. But I just feel like Walker has been one of the most consistent running backs right now. But I mean, he's getting Kyron, so if he's doing both, I feel like it's a trade-off. So it's all right.
Getting more depth, maybe.
Yeah.
Using a double flex. Cody says, I feel like I'm in a weird spot right now. Jay Jetta's obviously on IR. Obviously. My wide receivers now are CD, Jacoby Myers, DJ Moore, and Jordan Addison until he comes back. Good for you guys who have Jay Jettas, man. It seems like everyone just reinforced with Jordan Addison. Should I try to find a replacement? You do. You have one. His name is Jordan Addison. You could always improve your team. Like I said, always go out there, always trying to get better. CeeDee Lamb is going to bounce back. Jacoby Myers should be consistent rest of the season. And when I mean consistent is not 20 points a game. I'm thinking 14, 15 points a game. DJ Moore, little worried about. But I'd much rather have Addison in your flex rather than DJ. I mean, much rather have Addison in your flex than DJ Moore. But I mean, I don't think you should be worried. I don't think it's time to hit the panic button for you, Cody. Like I said,
stick with him.
You can stick with them. Always try to make your team better. Always. What's the new Chick-fil-A sandwich, Mr. Prune? Yeah, we did kick Vince. Oh, Mr. Prune, thank you so much. You're the first person that said I'm actually congrats. Everyone says I'm making a mistake, but
no one's ever said that.
Everyone who I tell at work, yeah, they say. I give up D-Hop, get Mixon, yes or no. Are you in need of a running back? I'm not opposed to it.
Let me check the Discord. I know she posted.
like I said, I'm not opposed. While you check the Discord, I'm gonna go ahead and move forward. Brandon Rogers says, I think Saints defense this week was a one-hit wonder. I go with Stroud. Hey, Saints put up some good numbers the week prior to that as well. I'm not gonna bash on them entirely. X Multi. I don't know how I feel about you anymore, X. Just because I saw your comment on our latest YouTube short saying that the 49ers paid off the refs. So we're just gonna go ahead and skip your comment.
No, whoa.
Imagine, right? Bijan
It's so
Cooper
dark.
Cup for CMC. I received DK. What? Bijan Cooper Cup for CMC. I received DK. I must have something against Bijan. Maybe. I'm surprised you're getting CMC because obviously you have something against the 49ers, but if any league, you could go out there and get Christian McCaffrey, and especially if it's in a half PPR to full PPR, that's a dub. That's a dub. Yeah. Vince is like focused, dude. He's like scanning the internet for any clues out there.
So for this comment, I saw her lineup in the Discord. She only has 2 running backs, and that's Jonathan Taylor and Alvin Kamara. And she's in a double flex, but she has galore wide receivers. I can go ahead and tell y'all her wide receivers just so we can have a better picture here. Let me go ahead and pull it up. But so, you know what? I'll pull it up for everybody to see. So give me 1 second. I want everybody to see. If I can pull it up. I don't think I can.
Oh,
I don't have it open.
Know how.
No, that screen's just not showing up. My bad. I'll just read it. Sorry, guys. But her wide receivers are plentiful. She has CeeDee Lamb starting, Puka Nacua starting, Calvin Ridley starting in one of the flex spots, DeAndre Hopkins starting in the other flex spot, Jacoby Myers on the bench, Jerry Jeudy, Joshua Palmer, and Wando Robinson.
Send him. He's out.
I say send him.
Get him out of there.
DeAndre Hopkins is good, and he's going to have good weeks, but I feel like if you have a triple-headed monster at running back there that you guys can play all the time, especially in that flex position, I think you're good. So I would say send it.
For sure. Braves fan says Christian Kirk or Zay Flowers this week. That's a good question, man. Who do the Jaguars go up against? The Colts, right? Yeah, they're going up against the Colts. Honestly, I think I want to ride with Zay Flowers. They do have a fairly easy matchup against wide receivers going up against the Tennessee Titans. They do have a good pass rush. I will admit that. But this may be a close game, right? The Ravens have not looked impressive as of recent, and they may be fighting to win in the fourth quarter, allowing them to pass a whole ton. What do y'all think here? I think Vince may go with Kirk. He's been going with Kirk for the past 3 weeks.
Man, consistency is my best friend. So I'm going with Kirk until he shows me wrong.
Okay. I think I'm going with Christian Kirk as well, but I do like the Zay Flowers option.
Very nice. Brandon says, should I trade Hopkins? I think you should always make your team better. If you have a good trade match, then why not? Go ahead and do it. X Multi says, P.S. My other wide receiver is Tyreek Hill, and my other running back is Kyron Williams. If that changes your opinion on the early question I had. So the question he had earlier,
it was the same Brown for Olave and Kyron.
That's Francisco.
Oh shoot.
His is this one, I think. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. We both clicked it.
So Bijan Cooper Cup CMC.
It seems like you're a stacked man. I like it. Like I said, if you can get CMC, you go and do it.
I love that. Super team.
Ray says, pick 2, DeMarcado, K9, or Rashad White. Pick 2 to start. Honestly, I want to go with K9 and Rashad White just because we haven't seen what DeMarcado has done yet. But Rashad White, they're going up against – who did I say they're going
Detroit Lions.
Ooh, that's a tough matchup.
That's why I think I'm going to go DeMarcado and K9.
Even with him going up against the Rams?
Yeah, I still think DeMarcado can get some good points just because he will most likely get into the passing game. We haven't seen too much of him, but I still feel like he's a good enough running back I think he has that skill set to where he can pass catch.
I'm gonna agree with Vincent here.
You do not, or do?
No, he is.
I am. I agree with
Okay.
you.
I'm going to stick with my boy Rashad. That's just me. But, I mean, DeMarcano has the potential to score 16 points. Rashad White is going to be a little slim unless he gets a touchdown.
Hold up, AJ. You skipped 4 comments.
I feel like Olave hasn't performed like people hyped him up to be. He did good, but these past 2 weeks, you had Derek Carr just dealing with the injuries, not 100%. So once he gets to 100%, I think we're going to see Olave come back. He's just not getting the targets that he deserves. Goff or Burrow this week? Okay.
Asking the hard questions.
Asking the tough. I'm going Joe Burrow.
Go Burrow.
Yeah. I'm going
Burrow
Joe
against
Burrow.
the Seahawks defense is a good one to do.
Yeah. Burrow's back, baby.
All the way back? Joe Shiesty? Is Joe
falling
Shiesty
for
out
it.
there?
Yeah.
No, he's just Big Joe right now.
It's Joe Burrow.
Big Joe.
Rave says, I'd keep D-Hop. That Tannehill connection is getting better as he gets targets. Titans will most likely be down points and need to play catch-up. I do agree that D-Hop will be is going to continue to be the top target out there in Tennessee. So I'm not bashing on D-Hop. I'm just saying, I mean, if you could go out there and sell high on him and get something who – I don't want to say elite because D-Hop is capable of putting up elite numbers. Just go out there and continue making your team better.
It's all situational based.
Yes. X Multi says Mark Andrews, George Kittle, or Sam Laporta best tight end to trade for. Sam Laporta,
most consistent.
Yeah, I think Mark Andrews and Laporta are the same on consistency. I think it's just that Laporta is younger and he has the better offense that he's on. So Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews can be off at some points, but I've rarely seen this season Laporta and Goff be off. So
yeah, with George Kittle, you can have that boom, and it's a great boom, but you get a lot of busts in between.
That's true. Not gonna lie there.
Yeah.
Alex says currently 1-4, and I bit the bullets on acquiring Devontae Smith for Mostert PPR. Did I win this? Second year playing, making some big boy moves. Look at you, man. Honestly,
I like the trade.
I'm not going to say that you lost this. Right now, it looks like you lost this trade because Achane is injured and is looking to miss some time. But I'm not going to get fooled by that. Raheem Mostert is still Raheem Mostert. He's just on a very good offense. I like Devontae Smith, especially for the long run. I know that you're 1-4, but you could pull off some wins and get yourself to the playoffs. This is going to be a really good trade.
When does Jeff Wilson come back for the Dolphins, AJ?
This week.
This
Could
week?
be this
So,
week.
Okay. That hurts Mostert, does it not?
It does, but most is going to be in the same boat because Achane's going to be missing some time. And It just seems like defenses cannot put this offense away. So they're on the field the majority of the time. So, I mean, who's not going to run the ball? They're always ahead of the game. Run. You know, that's why they look so
Very
good.
true.
Cody says, yeah, I'm really thinking I should send DJ Moore out for someone worth around his current perceived value because he is a great wide receiver, but I just can't really trust Fields and Chicago at the moment. I don't think anyone should be able to trust Fields in Chicago. I mean, I think you should sell high on DJ Moore. Sell it while it's hot. I mean, no one likes I don't know how I was going to compare this to. I was going to say a cold pancake, but I think some people eat cold pancakes out there. But this guy's red hot. Hot cake. There you go. Sell like hot cakes. That's what I was going to go with, not pancake.
Hey, man. All I'm saying is if you have Justin Fields, you waited a long time for him to start producing. So keep him. And that's what I'll leave off here. I got to go, guys. But these guys are going to take good care of you. But if you have Justin Fields, good job, guys. Top 5 QB incoming.
Oh, get out of here.
Get out of here.
You fooled
You're
me.
done. You're out. Brandon says CMC is the sole reason I won my league last year. Cheat code. He definitely is, especially this year. They just don't seem to get him off the field. I was very surprised that they took starters off the field in the fourth quarter and the entire fourth quarter against the Cowboys. I mean, what team does that, taking their team off the entire quarter against another team, especially one that has the best defense of the league, right? That's what y'all were telling me. But Rafe says Zay Flowers would cook our quarterback one, Christian Fulton. That guy, I really want to Fulton in the offseason. That guy single-handedly lost us the game against the Colts and then blames it on the refs when he was getting burnt. Then he started to pass interference. Zay Flowers is a very talented individual, and he will cook a lot of corners out there. So, hey, man, it's just one guy, and they don't have the greatest passing offense. I count out OBJ. I'm counting out Rashad Bateman. I don't think they're factors. You got one guy to worry about. Yeah, put some safety help. You should be all right. I know he's not even your cornerback one. That's crazy. Brar says, LOL, I hate my team. Why? What's going on with your team?
I think he's talking about the Niners.
What? Ain't no way he's talking about the Niners.
Man.
Ain't no way.
I don't know.
Alex says, forgot to mention, got a ton of running back depth. He has Swift, Jacobs, Achan. Yeah, Achan.
No
It's
idea.
Achan, yeah.
have no idea
Etienne
at this point.
just wants to upgrade my wide receivers, Lamb, Waddle, Watson. Don't get too down on Lamb. He will bounce back. Waddle is starting to creep up to production. And Christian Watson is another guy who's going to be able to creep up for production as well. You should be very excited about that wide receiver core. A lot of upside there.
Yeah. Christian Watson should have had a big game with that dirty tackle.
X Multi says, my team is stacked. Hurts QB, Kyron Williams running back, Bijan running back 2, wide receiver 1 is Tyreek Hill, wide receiver 2 is Cooper Kupp, tight ends Cole Kmet, tight end flex Amon-Ra St. Brown, rate 1 through 10, 8-team legged. 8-team legged. Okay. With this kind of team, man, dude, if you were to get CMC over Bijan, that would be cool. I like Kyron Williams a lot. It's a pretty solid team. You had to rank it pretty high here.
You gotta remember it's only 8 teams though. Like everybody has the Kyron Williams is kind of losing it for me. I think you said that.
I like Kyron Williams. I like him a lot just because he's the guy who's going to take the workload for that offense. The only thing that's throwing me off is Cole Kmet. So if it's in an 8-team league, I'm going to have to rank it like a 7.5 to 8.
Yeah, I would agree.
But you're probably one of the more well-balanced teams compared to your league just because of who you have at quarterback, which is Hurts, who likes to steal a lot of touchdowns from his running backs.
Yep.
Eric says, I traded Brock Purdy and Miles Sanders for Jonathan Taylor free. # yes. I like it a lot. Good for you. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to have a lot of late season upside. Hopefully this upcoming week he gets more production. He was limited to 10 snaps last week, and that was on purpose. So I wouldn't look too deep into it. Nico Collins could be a wide receiver too? ? Yeah, he did have an off game this past week, but he is definitely a guy to look forward to. I think he's going to continue to get targets, and that is the most important factor here for fantasy football is targets, and this team loves to throw the ball. I think he's a low-end wide receiver too, or a mid-tier flex. I wouldn't put him higher than wide receiver 2 or even a mid-tier wide receiver 2. Brar says, do I trade Tua, Kittle, Ayuk, Breece Hall for Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, Tony Pollard, Tyler Lockett?
Jeez, trying to change this whole team here.
He is. I'd much rather have Hurts than Tua. I think I'd much rather have Goddard than Kittle because of consistency. I'd much rather have Ayuk than Lockett. And I'd much rather have Breece Hall than Tony Pollard.
It's an all right trade.
For me, it's more like a lateral move. What are you really going for? You know, it's just kind of boom, same here, same. You know,
he posted his team in the Nets comment to help us get a better idea. So his team right now, he has Tua, he has T-Law as his backup, CMC, Breece Hall, Stevenson, and Miles Sanders, and then wide receiver Jay Jettis, Ayuk, Pittman, Higgins, DK, and then tight end he has Kittle. Defense he has Dallas.
Like I said, I still think it's a lateral move. I like it. You got some more big name players out there. I would like to have Goddard, Tony Pollard. I think Lockett would definitely help out your wide receiver room, especially with Jay Jettas being injured. And Jalen Hurts is, I think, is a definite increase or upgrade from Tua. Yeah, you should probably do it. It's going to be a slight increase. I wouldn't expect anything crazy, but I like Brees Hall. I do.
Yeah, I would say it's just a very small increase, if anything.
True. Alex Payne, what's going on? Appreciate you joining the stream live. It says Russell Wilson or CJ Stroud. I've noticed Wilson has had good fantasy production recently. Now, if you haven't yet, I did release a waiver wire pick'ems video earlier today, and Russell Wilson, believe it or not, was in that video. So yes, Russell Wilson has been producing a lot of good fantasy points. He's not a good quarterback. He's not in a good team. He's not in a good system. He's not in a good place right now. But fantasy wise, he's really good because having a sucky team means you're having a great time for fantasy football if you're a quarterback, because you're always playing from behind. And if you're always playing from behind, what does that mean? That means you're passing the ball a ton. Passing the ball a ton, what does that translate to? A lot of fantasy points. So I like this a lot. I think I'd start Russell Wilson over CJ Stroud. They are going up against the Saints. It's going to be kind of tough, but I wouldn't be surprised if CJ Stroud goes out there and scores 15, 16 points, if that's what you're looking for. Will you go CJ Stroud or Russell Wilson here?
My worry, and this is a stupid reason to be worried, it's Thursday Night Football that Russell Wilson's playing on. And Thursday Night Football, historically, the past couple of years have been very low-scoring games. He's going to Kansas City. It's a loud stadium. I think Russell Wilson is going to have a tough game ahead of him. But they should definitely, as you said, be playing from behind, and that is going to help them. So I will go Russell Wilson, but I wouldn't expect a huge game from Russell Wilson either, though.
For sure. Moving on, we got Mr. Prune says, should I prioritize Osborne, London, or DeMarcado on the waiver? Plus, should I drop Stevenson or someone else? I think Stevenson still has some trade value due to his name. It's not very high trade value, but someone will go and get him. But if someone like Drake London's out there, I would have to assume and guess that you're in an 8-man team. I say you should prioritize what position you need. It seems like you're needing wide receiver more than running back. So if so, KJ Osborne. If you're needing a running back, DeMarcado. And that's how I would go. I wouldn't drop Stevenson, though.
No, I think Stevenson, I mean, there's no way this Patriots offense continues to be this bad. They will continue being bad, but I think Stevenson, his best days are to come.
I still say trade him, though. I would hate to be reliant on like, oh my gosh, is Mac Jones going to be good today?
Fair enough.
X Volty says, who could I get for Cole Kmet and George Pickens? Right now, you can get a lot for George Pickens because he's coming off a very high game. Now he's entering a bye week, so he's not going to water down his value from this past week. So I don't think anyone would ever trade a tight end unless they are needing a tight end. So first off, you got to find those players who are in need of a tight end and then see what they have, and that's how you should base your trade off of. I could go out there and I could say, oh, go out there and try to get yourself a Mike Evans, try to get yourself whatever, but it's not going to help you out unless I know exactly what your league has. Target people who are in need of a tight end, and George Pickens, it would just be the cherry on top for them. Get someone very valuable like that.
Very nice.
Or replace Pickens with Zach Flowers. I don't think Zach Flowers plays football, my guy.
See,
I know. Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers a lot. I do. I think you go out there, you can replace Pickens with Zay Flowers, and you're not going to be missing much. He's not going to have a 26-point game like Pickens did this past week, so I'm going to throw that out there. But he's the clear-cut wide receiver 1 on that team. Cody says, I got some ideas to offload. DJ Moore for Ridley, more for Higgins, more for Olave. First or last? I'm either going to go Ridley or Olave. I'm not going to commit to Higgins. I don't know what's going to happen with the Bengals. I don't know. He had a really good week last week. It was against the Cardinals. It was expected to. If you saw my prior video, I said the Bengals need to figure out these next 2 weeks. Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, defenses that they should be able to get rolling. And Higgins is injured. So I would go either Ridley or Olave. I think Olave will be able to come back.
I like going for Ridley.
You have him, no?
I have him. I have Ridley in a couple leagues, I believe. I don't have Olave in any. I'm not 100% sold.
Mr. Prune, 1951 says 12-man league. I don't know how London got on waiver. Oh, 12-man league? Is Drake London on the waivers? If you're looking for long-term, go out there and get London. That's all I'm going to say. Long-term, go out there and get London. If you don't need him now, if you don't need him this week, or if you need someone this week, you go out there and get DeMarcado. You go out there and get KJ Osborne. Those guys are not long-term answers. They are 2 to 3 week answers. Or in this case, KJ Osborne would be a 4-week answer. Eric says, should I trade DJ Moore for Devontae Adams? I think you should 100% do that trade. I think you should 100% go out there, pick up Devontae Adams. I see your face, Reed. Are you not with it?
No,
here?
but like who would trade Devontae Adams for DJ Moore?
People who saw Devontae Adams just fall face first to the ground and just like, okay, this guy
100%.
sucks.
Yeah, 100. Well,
I need a guy who just got 50 points for the first time ever in his life.
If you can get somebody to accept that trade and you get Devontae Adams, then 100% take it, but also call him a idiot afterwards, right? And make fun of them. That is a horrible trade for the person that is on the other side of it. Not for you, Eric.
Yeah, so go out there and get Devontae Adams. Brar says, do y'all think a trade like Tua, Kittle, Ayuk for Hurts, Goddard, Tutu is better? I'm not very high on Tutu. I think you should sell Tutu now. He is going to be the wide receiver 3. The only thing that saved him last week was that touchdown. Don't fall for it, you guys. Tutu is not someone that you want to have on your roster because he's just going to be right in the bench going forward.
Yeah, I don't like giving up Ayuk. Ayuk is a absolute dog.
Multi says, but I'm trying to get a good tight end. Remember, you said he's the odd one out. Should I? Oh, okay. Who could I get for? Yeah, he is the odd one out. So you need to go out there and find someone who has a tight end who's worthwhile. Like I said, go out there trying to see. Right now, no one's going to trade a tight end because people are holding on to them like it is gold because of how scarce they are for fantasy football. Unless they're one of those that have both Laporta and Mark Andrews, that's when you could go out there. But it's going to be extremely tough. Komet is not a bad option. I'm just saying that's a little bit worrisome in a 8-man league, but he's not a bad option because of the target share that he gets. So I'm not panicking just yet.
If you're trying to upgrade your tight end, you will have to overpay in order to get the tight end you want.
Mr. Prune says ESPN not letting me place JJ on IR. Might lose my mind. Hey, man, if you haven't yet, all you guys in the comment section, we have a Discord. It's a very fun community. It's in the description down below. It's a free app that all of our subscribers get to talk to one another, help each other out for fantasy. I get involved. I answer questions all the time. But the reason why I bring this up is because we had the same comment on our Discord saying, dude, JJ is not on IR yet. I need him to go on IR before tonight because everyone's putting in their waiver wire request and they're going to have to drop someone instead of putting Justin Jefferson on the IR. And it's not just ESPN. It's on Sleeper Fantasy as well.
Yeah, I can't put JJ on IR. It's been pissing me off as well.
Someone who doesn't have JJ, I kind of like it. So
it's most likely the reason why is they haven't officially placed him on IR. Just because they say they're going to doesn't mean they haven't actually filed the papers to the NFL office. So that's most likely what they're waiting for to actually allow you to put him on IR.
Nice. Multi says, so what tight end could I get for Cole Kmet and George Pickens? Also, I subbed and liked. Hey, man, thank you so much. Appreciate the sub. We are doing a big giveaway. So if you guys haven't yet, go out there, hit that subscribe button.
Huh? You announce it?
I have not announced it yet. We
Okay.
are giving away an autographed mini helmet. It is a Cowboys mini helmet of Duran Bland. He is a second-year cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. We did get this at random, so Duran Bland autograph there comes with a letter of authenticity. If you guys can see it inside the helmet,
Worth $90.
it's worth $90. So if you have no idea who this is or you can't stand the Cowboys, you can still enter, win this, and give it as a nice gift. Or resell it. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's for our subscribers. It's for you guys. And we are announcing the winner of the giveaway in close to 2 weeks. It's a little bit less than that. But we will also put out a YouTube short and TikTok. Yes, we are on TikTok on how to enter the giveaway. Let's see. Patriots Super Bowl bounds. Ooh, man. This guy was
He made this account like 6 years ago, probably.
Says, would you trade Puka and Thielen for AJ Brown? I got Cup, Scary Terry, Pittman, and Deontay. I'm not too confident in Deontay, Pittman, or Terry. I just don't like giving up Thielen. I think AJ Brown will be great on your team, but oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I want to say no.
I was definitely wrong about Thielen. I will eat my words. Dude is the only capable person on that offense. And that is why he's getting so many touches and targets, etc. I would have not traded with Thielen, at least right now. I think he's going to continue to be that bell cow for the targets.
I think so too. So yeah, I'd probably stay away from that. But appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Moti says, you good at fantasy. I don't know if you're asking if we're good on fantasy or you're saying we're good, but I like to say that we are. We're in multiple leagues. We got 3 NSP leagues. Yes, NSP, the name of this channel. We got 3 of them, full of subscribers, full of fans. And those are the most challenging leagues because one, me, Reed, and Vince, all 3 of us are on there. And all our subscribers obviously watch our shows, watch all of our comments. They even ask us when they're going up against us, who should I start? And so they know exactly what we're going to do. So it's extremely difficult going up against them. But in the leagues that I'm not in the NSP league, so I'm doing very well. I mean, I'm still doing decent over here. But I do always like to say last year, 2 of my leagues, undefeated, did lose in the playoffs, though. But
at the championship.
Yeah, one in the championship, the other one in the playoffs, but with all undefeated in the regular season. I'm so prideful of that, but it's all right. Boston fan says, would you trade Puka and Thielen for AJ Brown? Is that the same question? Yeah. Boston fan, hey, appreciate you, man. If you guys are in the comment section, I will say, hey, we answer every single comment, so don't you worry. Sorry it took a little bit long to get to you, but we appreciate all of our subscribers on here. I appreciate all of our live viewers. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. It helps us out a ton. So if you're feeling generous, hit that button. Are we trading to acquire CD? Yes.
I would buy low.
You could definitely buy low on CD Lamb. And this is a guy who's going to bounce back. He just came off a game against the Niners who only had 3 targets?
I think it was something around there, yeah.
That's horrible. This is CD Lamb. Hey, dude, Cowboys, wake up. This is your best wide receiver, your best player on offense. Get him involved. And sooner or later, they're going to realize that. And in order to win games, they have to put the ball in his hands. I don't think we're freaking out on CD yet. I think he's going to continue to average 14 points a game. I'm not hitting the panic button.
Yeah, I don't think Dak will average the same amount to the defenders as much as his best wide receiver the next game.
Randy Miller says, I don't think Jefferson is officially on IR. That's probably why these fantasy apps. I will jump to your next comment. He says, Jerry Jones said they don't think he needs to be involved. That is why they got face planted and drug all across the floor by the San Francisco 49ers. Jerry Jones needs to realize, hey, I have playmakers. Let me figure out how to use them. All right, because this play calling, they're not a bad team. Cowboys not a bad team. I know what happened. I'm a Niners fan. I could be talking all this crap right now. If they know how to play call correctly to correctly utilize all their weapons, Tony Pollard, Ferguson, CD Lamb, they will be extremely successful. That is not a friendly play style for Dak Prescott. It's not. He needs to be on his toes. He needs to get out of the pocket. He needs to get more involved and more athletic. He's an athletic quarterback. He's not that type of quarterback that sits down in the pocket and waits for the guy. I get into it, but you guys know me. Mr. Prune says, do you guys have kicker rankings, or is it too much of an unpredictable thing? No, hey, dude, kickers are league winners.
They
dude.
really are. You gotta draft them early.
This is, how we talk about Vincent being our tight end guy? This is our kicker guy right here.
I don't know about a kicker guy, but
well, he drafts kickers very high.
I kick him yes.
If I don't draft a kicker who I'm comfortable with, like if I don't have Tyler Bass or Jake Elliott, I stream kickers. And you go against a matchup. What's an offense that's going to go up against a weak defense, get down the field, but maybe not good enough to score touchdowns, right? Who will settle for it's yes, we do rank kickers. So Mr. Prune, we do it all, man.
Sir.
Hey-o. What's going on, Tingley? Appreciate you being here, man. Mr. Prune says 32-man subscriber league would be nuts. We'll make it happen next year.
That sounds horrible.
Don't tempt me.
The late rounds would be like, who is this bum drafting people like Deuce Vaughn?
Oh my! What's with you hating on Deuce Vaughn?
He's just gonna get killed out there, man. Yeah, I saw him when he caught that punt return. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna die.
You almost did,
dude. I got scared for him, man. It's too small.
Tingley says someone offered me really Hollywood and Kelly for Puka and Etienne. Don't like it, LMAO. What do you think? I think you should type LMAO with a little laughing emojis and send it to him, because you are not a fool. You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's a horrible trade.
That's a really bad trade.
It's horrible. Oh my goodness. Good for you for it.
I don't bash him for trying. All right, you always gotta.
That's true.
You gotta appreciate the attempts. All right.
That's true. And for those of y'all who are in the NSP leagues, I suggest everyone do this. Be annoying, right? Send abysmal trades like this, because you might have that one guy that says yes. You miss 100% of the shots. You don't take. Michael Scott. Randy Miller says, "Oh, I really thought the Niners were going to lose that game somehow, considering 90% of public bets were on SF." Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But the spread was only 3.5. And I thought that was extremely offensive. I thought it was, but it's okay. This was the least worried I was going up against the Cowboys. Usually I'm stressing over it, but I felt more comfortable this year than I have in previous years. What's up, guys? Says, what's up? KC, Seahawks, or Vikings as defense for the week? Thank you. Well, let me go ahead and look at my notes that I release every week on Discord. If you guys haven't yet, Discord is an absolutely free app that you could join in the description below. We talk about fantasy football all the time. I answer questions when we're not live here on air, and it's absolutely free. I know a lot of YouTube subscribers or a lot of YouTubers have a subscription that you have to pay for in order to get these blueprints. I give them out absolutely free. These are the defenses I have streaming this week. 1, Panthers, Dolphins, you want the Dolphins. 2, Vikings, Bears, you want the Vikings. 3, Broncos, Chiefs, you want the Chiefs. 4, Rams, Cardinals, you want the Rams. Those are my defenses, and it looks like I answered your question. Oh, never mind. It says, oh yeah, I did say Vikings, didn't I?
I don't like the Vikings. I wouldn't go that. I think the Bears have a good game against the Vikings.
That's true. I mean, but Seahawks are going up against the Bengals, and if they did figure it out, Joe Burrow threw for 45 times.
Yeah,
that's a lot against the defense.
Rough.
That is rough. I don't know. I think I'd rather take my chances against the Bears. One good game.
I would go Kansas City.
He doesn't have Kansas. Oh, he does. Okay, yeah, Kansas City. Sorry, I thought I saw it on there.
Yeah.
Kansas City, 100%.
Yes.
Thank you for helping me out there, Reed.
Yeah, of course.
Atlanta defense or Lions defense. Also, Fairbairn. I always mix that up. Won me my week. Yeah, dude, he killed it. Dude, I had Tyler Bass, a guy who's averaging 8 points a game. He gave me 1 point. I was like, are you serious right now? But whatever. Past is the past. Atlanta defense or Lions defense. Did I have any one of those guys on here? I did not. Atlanta is going up against, was it the
Commanders, and the Lions are going against the Bucks. I'm going to go Bucks here. I think that they have a rough game against that Lions front.
the Bucks always seem to put up some points. So if Mike Evans is healthy,
that changes things. Yes, of
it
course.
does.
I'm going off with a Mike Evans not going to play.
Overall, Lions are a good defense. I think I'll go Lions and Atlanta. I just don't trust Atlanta.
Yes, that's my thing also.
Yes, Tingley, he was trying to rob you.
He's absolutely.
You should report him. Send him to the cops.
Yeah.
Drafted Justin Tucker early, and he sucks this year.
Yeah, that was I've been hurting on kicker because of that. Yeah, he's great as kicking. It's just the Ravens' offense is just not getting down that field.
Josh Jacobs, I give Bijan fair. I would say no. I like Josh Jacobs a lot. He is top 5 as far as touches with the ball, but Bijan is also that guy for the offense. I don't like that offense, but you could tell it revolves around Bijan. If I were you, I'll try to keep Bijan.
Yeah,
I'm not freaking out.
Yeah, Randy also agrees with us.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that you go out there, you try, right? But JJ goes number 1 overall in my league. He went number 1 overall in a lot of leagues.
Yes.
Because like I said, Bijan is a guy to go out there and take the cake for that offense. I know the offense isn't that impressive, but one thing's for sure is that they're going to continue to run the ball. They're going to continue to revolve around Bijan. While you look at Josh Jacobs, I like him a lot, top 5 in touches, but so far he's been inconsistent, right? I like Josh Jacobs. Try to get him on your team, but right now Bijan is I think he's way too valuable. Unless you think he's going to get hurt. I think that's the only reason why you want to go out there and try to trade him, because his usage, but I don't like to bet on that. Charlie, what's going on? Appreciate you coming back, dude. Says half PPR rest of the season, Deontay Johnson or Pickens. Do I chase the targets or the TDs? LOL. I think you go after Pickens. I think he's the more talented wide receiver out there. I don't like any Steelers players. I don't. I'm not going to be fooled by, this past game, but I don't know. It seems like you're going to go with Johnson here, Reed.
I would go Pickens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going Pickens for sure.
Yeah.
Randy says, I love getting horrible trade offers. Got offers Saquon and Pickens for my Brees and Waddle. Oh, wow. Yeah, Pickens, like I said, I'm not high on any. Give me Barkley, Reed.
No, dude. I'm hurting on running backs just like you. You cannot take him from me, all right?
I'll give you CeeDee Lamb.
No, dude. I don't need wide receivers. I'm not like
all right,
flush with wide receivers.
You're twisting my arm, dude. I'll throw in Nico Collins.
Dude, stop. I don't want your wide receivers, okay?
Khalil Herbert.
Dude, no.
Bryce Peak says, should I trade Tua and Laporta for Bijan? I have Fields and Kelsey already. Dang, Fields and Kelsey. I don't trust Fields. That's just me.
It's not consistent.
But go out there and get Bijan. I think you have to get Bijan on your team.
I will trade Fields and Laporta if he goes for that. I wouldn't give up Tua.
Yeah, if you could go Fields and Laporta, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, I'd rather keep Tua on your team.
I think I want to go crazy. If they're like, no, Tua or nothing, I'll probably be like, okay, take Tua. I could stream quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I'd much rather do that.
I haven't gotten an update also on Kelsey. Is his foot? I know he went back in and played, but is it going to be a lingering issue for Travis Kelsey?
The only injury report that I got for Kelsey is that he did not participate in practice today, and that's it.
Okay.
Tingley says, thoughts on if I should upgrade my receivers? Puka, Smith, Flowers, Lockett, Dell. Yes, 100%.
Yes.
You do need to upgrade your wide receivers. Puka is going to be a mid-tier flex option the rest of the season. Zay Flowers is awesome guy to have. Smith, hopefully stay consistent for your sake. Lockett, hopefully stay consistent. And Dell, I think pretty soon he's going to become a drop candidate or a low-tier flex, depending on the week. But yeah. Definitely upgrade.
Yeah, you need that guy that's going to get you consistent 15 plus points.
DJ Moore or Waddle rest of the season? Unpopular opinion, I'm going to go Waddle.
think I'm gonna go DJ Moore. I might regret that. That is not. I'm not saying that with confidence. Waddle is just too many people on that offense that can get the ball. Waddle can have those big touchdowns, but DJ Moore, I think, is, even though I don't think he's consistent, I think he'll be more consistent than Waddle. But I'm not saying that with a lot of confidence in this situation.
The only reason why I pick Waddle is because we saw this last year, right? Waddle did
Yes.
start off a little shaky
You're right.
in the beginning, and then he started picking up, right? Boom,
You're
boom, boom.
Totally correct.
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
just don't
gonna
like
go
that
DJ Moore.
offense. I
Yeah,
don't
I
like
don't
the
like it.
Bears. Yeah. Multi says, what does EMU stand for? I think he meant DJM.
DJM.
I hope Kelsey plays. I think a lot of people are hoping for Kelsey to play. I think a lot of people are disappointed with Kelsey this season. But there's only so much you can be disappointed about because tight ends are horrendous this fantasy season. Mr. Fantasy Master. Oh, geez. We should have him on the podcast. Sorry.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Should I trade McCaffrey for Josh Jacobs, Puka, Adam Thielen? Hold up. Let me ask my mentor. Mr. Fantasy Master, should this guy trade McCaffrey for Josh Jacobs, Puka, and Adam Thielen? I need help.
I would not trade McCaffrey, and you just need that guy. Yes, unless you're just hurting for death, like your team has just gone through injuries, you've lost guys left and right, or however you got here. If you just need that death and you need multiple players, then sure. But in my opinion, if you have Christian McCaffrey, you should not trade him. You need a guy. If you want to win the big championship, you need a guy that's going to absolutely destroy, get 30-plus points for you, and be able to win you the league championship. I would not. AJ?
Like you said, only if you need depth, but depending on your record, depending on how many people are in your league, and depending if you have a super flex option, that determines what I want to say here. But right off the bat, I'll say no. If you could trade Puka out for another, wide receiver
Big
2,
name. Yeah.
I would say, yeah, go for it, because Josh Jacobs, I do believe he's going to pick up. Not going to be producing like Christian McCaffrey. Adam Thielen has just been insane lately. And if Puka, I think his value is just going to go lower and lower and lower.
Okay, he put his full team, so let's go look at it real quick. He says he has Mahomes, McCaffrey, James Conner, who just went on IR, Waddle, McLaurin, Hunter Henry, Pickens. His bench is Christian Watson, Javonte Williams, Gabe Davis. He's 3-2. AJ, do you think he needs depth?
I do think he needs depth, but like I said, even with that, I'll try to get just upgrade Puka. Upgrade Puka, take the trade.
Okay. So, in my opinion, if anybody wants a McCaffrey type player, they have to give you a lot. It's not a 1-for-1 for any player. CMC is the best fantasy player. If somebody wants them, they have to overpay.
True. Brar says Saquon or Brees. I think I'd go Brees Hall here. I like Brees Hall. He's finally unleashed. You see the team actually utilizing him. He's so good. So good. I know he's going up against the Eagles defense, but how many options do the Jets have offensively? You going to rely on Zach Wilson to throw the ball?
They're going to be playing from behind the chains or behind on the points. They're going to have to pass a lot. Saquon, it's just not that. He's not in a good situation.
Randy Miller says, hate to say it, but it was only a matter of time before Connor went down. I describe Connor as the quote-unquote bell cow of that offense because he is the guy who gets rung every single play. He is active, and he is the most valuable player on that offense. The way they were using him, yeah, he was looking to go down. Unfortunately, we don't wish injury upon anyone.
No, never.
Mr. Fantasy says, I could maybe get DJ Moore instead of Puka. I still don't like that. I don't consider DJ Moore a wide receiver too. You might disagree with me right now, but I don't like that. I don't trust that offense. For me, you're 3-2, right? So obviously, as of right now, you're thinking I'm making the playoffs. You look at the playoffs, do you feel comfortable starting DJ Moore that late in the season? Do you feel comfortable starting Puka that late in the season when Cooper Kupp is 100% back, taking that full load? Puka is going to become a Tutu Atwell. Slightly better than Tutu. But that's what you're looking forward to. That's all I'm saying. What running back would you rather have than Brees? Don't know if this is like a rhetorical question or not, but Brees is freaking awesome. Running backs that I'd rather have, probably CMC. I would even put out there Josh Jacobs at this point, just because I trust that offense more than I trust the Jets offense. Put in Austin Eckler. I know he's coming off an injury, but
trying to think of other Saquon.
That was his first question. Saquon and Brees.
I
want to take Saquon.
Okay. Yeah. There's not a lot of other guys that are like on that level. Maybe Kenneth Walker or Sean.
Yeah, but like I said, Brees Hall has a whole bunch of potential. He's going to be a top 8 fantasy wide receiver moving forward. Easy. Reed, you're doing so good in the voice. You want to do it?
What's up, Dizzle? Good to see you. Sound alarm. Dizzle is in the building.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, Dizzle? Appreciate you being here. Says, sorry, my phone glitched. Waddle or DJ Moore rest of the season? Hey, sorry, we already answered this, so we can't answer it again.
What?
Yeah, already answered. I answered Waddle.
I answered DJ Moore.
Yeah.
But it was a tough one.
Right? But let's explain for him a little bit, I guess, since he missed it. I did say Waddle because just like last year, he did start off a little rough. It seems like he's coming back. He did deal with the injury beginning of the season. He could definitely be producing some wide receiver 1 production moving forward. That's why I like him. Late season, I could definitely see Waddle being a very valuable option.
I went with DJ Moore, but I don't say it confidently over Waddle. I think, in my opinion, Waddle he's on an offense where anybody can score, and I don't like that. I don't like that as far as consistency. I'm not saying DJ Moore is consistent at all. I think he's not going to get 50 points again. I don't think he's going to have even close to that again. But I do think that he can be a little bit more consistent than Waddle, but I may eat those words. I do not say that confidently.
Well, Dizzle has another question here. Go ahead.
I will read all Dizzle's questions, as I usually do. Dizzle needs 4 wide receivers for his week full PPR. Hollywood, Addison, Olave, CD, Amon-Ra, and London. All right, so Amon-Ra, I don't think he's – do we think he's going to play this week?
I sure hope he does.
I hope he does too.
Let's assume that Amon's playing.
We're going off the assumption that Amon-Ra is playing, so obviously Amon-Ra. I think I'm going to move Addison in there with the Justin Jefferson injury, and then I would probably go Olave CD. Would you agree with me here, AJ?
I'd probably. That's what I was looking forward to. I was stuck on my 4th. I was stuck between Hollywood, to be honest with you, and I do want to check something because I think Hollywood had a decent game.
Who, AJ? Olave or CD? Who do you kick out?
Olave. I'm
kick out Olave. Okay.
Yeah, I like Olave a lot. I do think he's a buy low candidate, but I just want to check one thing here before I eat my words.
But definitely, I don't think you should start Drake London.
Let's see. I think I'm. Oh man, I think I'm gonna go with Brown, Hollywood Brown, dude. He's averaging 16.5 points these past 4 games.
Okay, yeah, I would go Addison, CD, Amon-Ra, and then Hollywood Brown.
Oh dear, I smell something burning. Hopefully, my fiance knows what she's doing.
Uh-oh.
Stephen Joe says, "What's up, fellas? Trade away Waddle and Ingram for Mixon or James Cook and Goddard. If you're willingly wanting to trade away Waddle and Ingram, which that smell. Oh my gosh.
Do you need to go check on that, AJ?
I am going to go check on that. Yeah, you take this question.
I'll take this question for you. Stephen Joe, trade away Waddle and Ingram for Mixon or James Cook and Goddard. I would not. I wouldn't. unless you just have depth, Stephen Joe, I don't know your full team. If you got Waddle and Ingram, I think those are good bets. But hey, always try to improve your team. At Mixon, I do like. I think this Bengals offense is going to start rolling. I'm not off the top of my head. I know what Mixon got as far as points this past week. But James Cook and Goddard, I'm kind of off the James Cook train, in my opinion. I think he's going to start to sputter out. And then Goddard, I think he's a great option, though. Is everything burnt down, AJ?
Everything's burnt. I'm not having dinner tonight. We're having late dinner already as it is.
Okay. I'm going to go with the James Cook and Goddard out of those two options. But I don't see, unless I know your full team, I don't see a reason to trade away Waddle or Ingram.
I wouldn't trade them. I think they're way too valuable. I think if you do want to trade him, I think you get way more. Mixon is a buy low candidate right now. You're buying him for above the sell price right now. Reed
Dizzle says Hollywood been sneaky very good this year.
Honestly, yeah, because you see the Cardinals playing from behind, playing catch up, forcing them to throw the ball, and who's that wide receiver they go to? Hollywood Brown. Everyone's last week, everyone's asking me, should I start Michael Wilson? Should I start Michael Wilson? I really want to put Michael Wilson in. I think he's going to do good. I said, don't do it. I had 3 people actually come out and say, thank you, AJ, for telling me not to start Michael Wilson. Only got 2 targets. All horrible. Brown and Dobbs shocking the world.
Thanks for saying the name right, AJ.
Well, we said it right earlier. You weren't here, so you missed it.
But. He had a terrible game this past week. Dobbs did. Only had 1 catch for like 4 yards. It's very disappointing.
This is a fun question. Mr. Prune always has fun questions. Says, if all 32 football teams got into a fist fight, from which team would be the last man standing be from?
I want to hear everybody's thoughts in the comments also. I think the Niners have a good chance. They got some absolute dogs who absolutely just they're mean out there. They're that's a punishing defense. And then you have Trent Williams.
I was gonna say like Trent
right
Williams
behind that guy. Whew,
look up Trent Williams fights, and this dude doesn't care.
Yeah, he's not a nice guy.
No, you weigh 500 pounds. He's lifting you up with one hand. He's throwing you on the ground. But you have a lot of mean guys. You got Nick Bosa.
You gotta look at D line, O lines, in my opinion. So
linebacker. I'm not gonna rule out linebackers.
Yeah.
Look at Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. Those guys are jacked.
I think the Packers may have a good chance. I don't think we'll come out on top. I don't think we have that type of absolute killers out there. But yeah. Dizzle says, would you trade Hollywood for Watson? Oh, man. I mean, Hollywood Brown is being consistent, as AJ said, is averaging 16 points his past 4 games. I do believe Christian Watson will hopefully be up there or above that eventually. I would do it, but I'm obviously biased. So, AJ, you have to answer this one as the unbiased one. If I could get my hands on Watson in more leagues, I would.
Really?
But I'm biased. Oh, no.
Okay. Hey, we'll talk after this, right?
Oh, boy. Here we go.
At this point in time, I would say no. I do feel very comfortable with Watson on your team, but just the numbers that Hollywood's putting up, he's kind of like the D-Hop, right? The Cardinals are not going to win games. They're not. But they're going to try to pass the ball a lot to stay in games, and they don't have D-Hop, so who's the next guy? It is not Dortch. I promise you, I've been saying that since the offseason. Dortch should not be a factor here. It's Hollywood Brown. This is the guy you need. I drafted him in so many underdog leagues. You remember that, Reed? You got to get Hollywood Brown. As of right now, I say stick with Hollywood. But Watson's not bad. Goddard finally came through for his 5th round draft capital. I think everyone was like, F you, Goddard. F you. Oh, finally. Yeah, hopefully he keeps it up for a lot of people's sake. But like I said, this season is just rough for tight ends. Very, very rough. Ooh, that stings. Sorry, meant the Cardinals QB Dobbs and not Dobbs from Green Bay.
Well, I was like, I mean, he's been a decent season, but I don't know about him shocking the world.
Oh, come on, Reed. I think it's just a good connection.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, y'all, we do have a Discord. So if you guys are catching us late or want to ask us more questions after this video, join our Discord. The link is in the description below. It's absolutely free. We answer every single question. Also, you get some outside help from our other subscribers here. What happened?
I misclicked and somehow we went up to a comment from way long ago. So
Eagles would win with Jalen Carter. Because he's a thug, right? Dude, honestly, like I said, look up Trent Williams fight. Just this dude's an animal. He's huge. Just FYI, his nickname is the Silverback. This guy's ginormous.
that's racist.
Scumbag Lars, thank you so much for joining the Discord. I don't know who you are here, but appreciate you, man. Welcome to the Discord family. You're up here, Reed.
All right, Dizzle says, "You think I could package Hollywood and Addison for AJ Brown? I have heard what
Dizzle. Scumbag Lars is Dizzle.
Oh boy, I have heard so be a solid stack for Papa Dizzle. So Hollywood and Addison, and trying to get AJ Brown, and you want to get the double stack on with Hurts, which I don't think is bad. Jeez, Addison's stock just went up through the roof, so I don't really like trading him away at this point.
Even with Jay Jettas out there, Addison was still a factor, and he was a flex guy for any team. But I think he may be a little bit overpaying, especially with the consistency with Hollywood Brown, and now Addison's going to be just killing the game. It just depends. Do you have so much depth that you don't need these individuals? If you do, if you just have Hollywood on the bench and you haven't started him since, I'll say why not? Go for it. Get AJ Brown, get the guy you want, double dip, and see the combo with Hurts and AJ Brown. What are you looking up, Reed?
Oh, I have work tests.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you guys joining the Discord, and I guess we are coming to an end of our stream because we just finished today's comments. This was actually the least amount of comments we've had in quite a while, so appreciate the ones that you guys have been here. Like I said, a lot of big things are coming to the channel. We just hit 500 subscribers, so we are unlocking a lot for this channel, so stay tuned. We do have to reach one more goal, and that was watch hours. So if you guys haven't yet, just leave it on the background if you need to. Watch our other videos. We got short videos. They're also very helpful, and just get our watch hours up, and that's why we can unlock all these extra perks. It's not really just for us, but for you guys as well. We're unlocking memberships for YouTube. We're unlocking super chats for you guys. We're unlocking YouTube store. It's going to be, it's super fun. Menace says, is this a good trade? I give Olave, I get Devontae Smith. I think through my eyes, I think it's a lateral trade. I like Olave. I have him as a buy low guy. We're just waiting for Derek Carr to come back healthy, 100% healthy. I know he's been playing, but I get it, right? There's going to be a chance where Olave just doesn't pick up production for the rest of the season, may have up games, but inconsistent. I'm not betting on that. I do have a lot of high hopes for Olave, but if you want to get a guy who's a little more consistent, which I do believe Smith is more consistent than Olave, and let me just double check right here in my notes. I think they're in the same boat. Week 1, 17 points. Week 2, 23 points. Great. Week 3, 6 points. Week 4, 14. Week 5, 1 point. I'd much rather go with Olave, the clear-cut wide receiver 1 there. That's all I got. What do you think here, Reed?
I would go Devontae Smith.
Oh, you go Devontae Smith?
Yeah.
Well, you stuck there. We don't have Vince to break the tie. K Dizzle says, appreciate it, boys. And then he has a comment here for you, Reed.
Dizzle had a solid run today. Back at it in the morning. I'm going to be running with Django fleeing Calvin Candy in Candyland.
The Django fleeing. What?
I know he goes on morning runs because he said that on yesterday's live stream when we were watching the game. So I think that's what he's referring to. I think so. Oh, we got Tingley with a question.
Oh, I tried to go on a morning run. Yeah, this morning I woke up at
Yeah.
5 o'clock and I was just like, "Uh,
Yeah,
let's
that's
see."
me most mornings. I'm like, oh god. Tingley says, do you all have a personal rule to not trade with people you're matched up against for that week? Just realized the dude who sent me that trade is in my matchup this week. I wouldn't say no. If it's a good trade for you, it's a good trade for you. That's not trying to hinder your team or miss up on an opportunity. Am I right here, AJ?
Personally, I don't have that rule because you're taking every chance, every opportunity you could get,
Yeah.
right? Because if you do it, if you're like, you know what, let's do this trade after this week, just so we don't interfere with one another, and then all of a sudden the guys who you want to trade for or the guys on your team just has a horrible game, and the guy's like, you know what, I'm backing out. I don't want this trade anymore, right? That's why I don't have that rule, just so no one could like back out and have second guesses on the trade. But no, I don't hold that against anyone.
The only way I wouldn't do it is if I was getting fleeced, and I don't get fleeced.
If you haven't, oh sorry,
This is Dizzle. All right, back off. If you haven't seen Django Unchained, then you wouldn't get the joke. And Tingley says heard.
heard. Maybe
Yeah, we haven't seen Django Unchained though, or at least I haven't.
to Django. I want to say I've seen it. I don't know. If it is the movie I'm thinking of, that is
Isn't that the lizard movie?
no, that's Rango.
Oh, I always get those confused. Okay, I haven't seen either one, so
Okay, this is a totally different movie. I was thinking of something else. No, I haven't seen that movie.
no.
Huh.
I think Dizzle's gonna roast me going, is that the lizard movie?
I think everyone should roast you after hearing
All
that.
right, let's end the stream before I get roasted.
All right, y'all. If you guys haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow out here, so don't worry. We are doing that giveaway, which we will release a YouTube short and TikTok on how to answer. The giveaway will be in less than 2 weeks on a Monday live stream, so make sure you join in. Kevin says Yard and Jamie Foxx and Leo Slade. It is that movie. Okay, yes. I can't see shit out of this thing.
AJ, you just messed up our family friendly. Oh my gosh.
Good luck in your fantasy leagues. If you guys want more help, we will be putting out some more videos. Be on the lookout. I think Saturday we'll go live again for Fantasy Football Talk. And until next time, keep on grinding.